It's a wine that's consumed by everyone, everywhere.
Donae Burston, founder of Féte Du Rosé, is on a mission to change the way people think about pink wine.
When that trend came to the United States, it became this idea that it was for lack of a better term, women in the Hamptons or housewives. And we are working every day to change that because we think rosé is for everyone.
When did you fall in love with rosé? Do you remember the first ever glass you had?
I do. As a child of hip hop, Diddy was hot in the mid 2000s. He had this song, and it was one line in that song that really stuck out. It says, "Have you ever been to San Tropez?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And I looked at my friends and I said, "We have to go to San Tropez for my 30th birthday." And just that vibe and that feeling and everything that happened in that moment, and that was the moment I fell in love with rosé wine.
12 years later, Donae's career in the wine and spirits industry took him back to France, where he met a rosé owner.
I said, wow, I would love to do a rosé. It's one of the things I love most in the world. We should definitely talk and become friends and see if we can work together.
Donae's idea? To start a rosé for all taste buds.
How did you pitch him on your idea?
I said, rosé in the United States is marketed as a drink only primarily for females and predominantly white females. And that was not the case in the south of France. So he definitely understood the idea of making rosé much more inclusive and much more multicultural.
At one of the oldest wineries in Saint-Tropez, Donae got to work.
We told the winery we had a specific taste profile that we wanted. They had a lineup of over 60 wines, and throughout the day we whittled them down. And by the end of that trip, we had narrowed it down to one wine that is now what you see in the bottle today as Féte Du Rosé.
And in 2019, Féte Du Rosé hit the market, making history as the first entirely black-owned rosé label from Saint-Tropez, France. And he began an inclusive marketing campaign for all wine drinkers.
Did you get any pushback from the old guard, people who didn't want to see rosé change in this way?
There was an assumption that me as a black man walking in, that the rosé was automatically sweet and that I was only for people of color or black people. And I said, no, this rosé is for everyone.
When you first launched, what were your expectations for Féte?
I wanted to be in all the coolest restaurants, hotels, and bars in the big cities. And then, shortly thereafter with COVID, we had to pivot and the brand just took off to ways we'd never imagined.
They launched an online store to sell directly to consumers. In the response, Donae says sales went up by 300%.
You're obviously seeing a lot of success right now, but I'm really curious what success means to you in this case. What's more important than anything else?
I think the most important thing for me is to really show people that, one, African Americans and people of color are not just stigmatized as these sweet wine drinkers. Number two was to really say, all right, rosé is not just this trivial pink drink that's only consumed in the summer. Like, it should be taken as a serious wine that's drank by everyone, every demographic, every age, etc. And then number three, I wanted to serve as a beacon of light and a beacon of hope for young black kids to see that they can have a career and be an entrepreneur in sectors outside of what we're told by our parents and grandparents. There's so much more out here in the world beyond just those traditional career paths.
And Donae, just to sum it all up, Féte is a party. Who's invited to your party?
Féte is a party and everyone's invited. Bienvenue à la fête.